Hello YouTube, Ruth Basque here again with another video. Decided that we were going to do what I am going to jokingly call Divination Tuesday. So, we're going to start with this episode covering on Tuesdays. We'll cover all the different ways to work with divination, from oracle cards, tarot cards, runes, and crystal balls, bowl gazing, water gazing, and water in a bowl to gaze at water, candle gazing. As time goes on, I'll add more to it. So tonight we're going to start with a set that I have had ever since 1986, I believe. And it's a book called The Amulets of the Goddess, Oracles of Ancient Wisdom, and it's by Nancy Blair. I've had this set for a very long time, and I have used them, and let me tell you, you really want to get in touch with your feminine side and different deities. This is one way to do it. So I'm going to show you what some of them look like and give you a little bit of information on some of them. I'm not going to read anything out of the book tonight because that'd just take like forever. I'm not going to try to show you everything and tell you what everything means and is, because that'd take forever. And we're going to take our time with this little setup. So anyway, this is broken down into 3 sections. It's broken down into goddesses, broken down into the animals that are associated with each goddesses, and symbols that are associated with goddesses. And they're used in a manner to where you can you can draw one rune, and then you read the meaning of that goddess rune in the book, and they can guide you to what through your life and through your day, or you can actually see what's going to happen in the long term by doing spreads with them, which they have some of those here in this book. So, some of the symbols they have here and goddesses they have, they have the Gorgon, which is associated with Kali, the Medusa, any of the crone goddesses. I've pulled this one. It seems like every time I go to pull a goddess rune, because she's one of the goddess runes. So she, in the book, when it talks about the goddess rune, it names the goddesses that are associated with this particular one. So Kali is mentioned, Medusa is mentioned, snake goddesses are mentioned, and the book also gives you information on the oils and spices and herbs and symbols and colors that are also associated with the Gorgon rune. Naturally, of course, when I've pulled this one, I've always been drawn to the aspect of this rune that represents Kali. Well, right there. So, that's the goddess, what one of the goddess runes would look like. That's the Gorgon. Then you have symbols like this, which is this is her symbol. This is the temple, and this would be what you would, if you pulled, would spiritual guidance and gateways to other dimensions, and working with the temple of your own temple within yourself. And the colors associated with this are what is on here. The brown and the beige are the earth colors, because the temple is associated with earth. So this room, when you pull it, will tell you its meaning, and then it will name different deities that would be associated with it, which would be like one of the goddess runes would be mentioned or more. It would tell you what herbs and incense and oils and colors would be associated, which is the brown and the browns, the earth tones. So that's one of the symbols that would be associated with the deity. Then we have the animals, and I'm going to see if I can find one, like the owl. So the owl would be associated with one of the deities, and the birds of wisdom, the bird of messengers, To some people, the owls considered bad and not good, but for others, they're birds of wisdom, messengers for the other world, associated with the Santa Mortis is the owl. So this would be like what you draw for one of the amulets for the owl of one of the divinities of the goddesses in the book. And then the rune, the page in the book on the owl would name deities that would be associated with this owl, and it would give you the colors and herbs and incense and stuff that are associated with it. So if you wanted to meditate on just this rune alone, you'd know what colors to apply to it. You would know what oils to anoint it with. You'd know what incense to burn, and what herbs to mix together to mix with it, so that you can open up your meditation with it. And I've used these when I try to connect with the divinities that I work with, and I have connected with different ones, but like for the most part, like I said, I usually end up drawing the Gorgon, and it's she comes up more for me than any of the others. And I've had these for a long time. The book is chock full of information, and it's like a really good book. So if you're interested in reading oracles like this for divination, you would find this. If you could find this book, you'd find it even has artwork on the inside of it, and it tells you when this drawing was done and what year they found it, and and it'll give you a little bit about it. She, for this divinity right here, is from Creed. The imagery is from Creed. It'll give you the area that it's from, and that would have been the whirlwind. And that's trusting the invincible. And the symbol for the whirlwind was first discovered in 5000 BCE, was what the symbol for the whirlwind they have here is what that symbol dates back. So it gives you a history on the symbol they use. It gives you divinities that would be associated with it. For the whirlwind, see if I can get this to focus in here so you guys can see better. Goddesses associated with her right there are named. Newt is one of them. Yin, Queen Yin, Terra, Hime, and then it tells you the colors. Gather images that invoke stillness, calm, trust in the forces of divine immanency. Colors of violets and clear white. And then it gives you all that, and then it gives you the exercise, what to do while you're doing it, and the little prayer that goes with that. I've done this book half a dozen times over, and I have never been bored with it ever. And so you do have several different types. You can put them all in the bag together, and because they come with a bag, and draw one, or you can split them up and just focus on just the goddess symbols themselves and draw a goddess, or you can just mix them all in the bag together and draw one rune to start with and work with whatever that rune gives you in the way of a goddess and the symbol, like the seed for growth and for planting. The swirling eye of the goddess. This is the swirling eyes of the goddess. This would work to actually open up your psychic eye so that you would be able to work with your psychic abilities better. I have not tried to work these with the Santa Mortis yet, but I've been kind of tempted to see how that would work, because some of the symbols, images in here, like the owl, would work with her, I think. So I'm actually thinking about sitting down at some point and lighting some incense and meditating over it and see what the Santa Mortis would say about me using these for her. One of the things I'm planning on doing myself and personally is I'm making my own the Santa Mortis tarot deck. So if you want to make runes and use symbols that are familiar with you, that is one absolutely perfect way to actually open up your third eye and your ability to do divination and, you know, foresee the future. Really easy is to actually make it yourself. I'm not talented enough to do that, and I'm probably going to botch the tarot deck crazy because I can't draw worth the beans. But I have seen a lot of really nice images on the internet, and since I'm not planning on trying to market it and sell it, I'm doing it for my own personal use, for just me alone. I'm going to be probably using printing the pictures out on card paper to make my tarot deck. So it won't be my art, it'll be other people's art, but it'll be my deck because it'll be the pictures I choose and the symbols that I associate with Kali. I'm also going to be making, or with La Santa Mortis, I'm also going to be making, yeah, sorry for that mistake, I meant La Santa Mortis, not Kali. I'm also going to be making my own Kali coin, or La Santa Mortis coins. I don't know what, I think Kali's trying to talk to me right now and I'm kind of not paying attention, and this is going to get really annoying here in a minute. So, my La Santa Mortis coins I'm going to be making off of coins that I've ordered from Wish. I'm waiting for them to come in. I have copied, printed out a paper that gives the meaning of the symbols that go on these coins, for a guy who actually made his, and he put it out up on his page, so you could copy the meanings down if you wanted to do your own coins. And my coins actually have, on one side of the coin is the Santa Mortis skull face, and on the other side is actually an image of La Santa Mortis herself. So I'm going to be using those coins and doing the symbols that are associated with her on those coins, so that I can try to work my divination with those. I will fill you in on more of those when they get here and even show them to you. But for our lesson today and for our Divination Tuesday, I wanted to share my goddess runes with you. The Amulets of the Goddess. And the book, again, is by Nancy Blair. I'm not being sponsored by Nancy Blair. I'm not being sponsored by the company that put print the book out for her. I'm only sharing this out there as for information on things you can look for to start your divination. And actually, the goddess runes is really, really easy. It's simple. I think it's perfect for beginners in the area. So, well, that's my video for today. If you like this video, link it, share it, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Leave comments below and let me know what you thought. In the meantime, I will talk to you all later. So remember to always be yourself. Unless you can be a dragon, then always be a dragon. Blessed be.